Today, I have brought a 2019 crime mystery thriller film called The Trapped. At the beginning of the film, a young woman is kidnapped by some mysterious men in broad daylight. They take her to a mysterious facility and restrain her in a chair. Who is she? Why is she kidnapped? To know what happens, watch till the end. Ren Zhihao, a famous journalist and the owner of a popular news show called 24 Hours, is awarded the Producer of the Year award for solving many unsolved crimes. But one day, the sponsors of the show learn that Ren has been forging fake news to maintain his popularity. His boss also learns about this and fires Ren from the job. Now that Ren's reputation is damaged, he decides to move to a new place and takes his secretary, Xiaoxi, along with him. There Ren decides to start a new horror show and takes his team to an abandoned building. As they were shooting for the show, an injured man comes out of nowhere. Ren rushes him to the hospital for treatment. He learns that the man has severe burn injuries on his body. Ren is curious about the man's condition and tries talking to him, but the man doesn't say anything. Ren notices a mysterious tattoo on his arm. Later that night, Ren returns to his studio and finds an old mysterious diary. Ren reads the diary and learns about a mysterious mental asylum, where patients are treated as prisoners. The diary is written by a woman named Wu Ruoxin. Ren also sees the same tattoo that he saw earlier on the injured man's hand. He rushes to the hospital to inquire more, but he learns that the man is gone. Ren is curious about the mysterious diary and decides to unravel the truth. So he seeks help from an old friend who is now a police officer. Ren learns that Ruoxin is now being treated at a hospital. 1 year ago, a mental rehabilitation center was destroyed in a fire, and all the patients died in that fire. Ruoxin claims that she was also at the mental hospital, but the police cannot find any record of her being admitted to the mental asylum. Ren is now more curious about the case and decides to meet Ruoxin. He tries talking to her, but Ruoxin still seems to be traumatized by the incident and doesn't say anything. So Ren gives her his card, hoping that she will contact him once she is comfortable. Later, Ren learns that Ruoxin belongs to a wealthy family and is the only daughter of her parents. Ruoxin went to a foreign country to study art. 2 months after she returned, her father, Wu Mali, was murdered. Police suspect that Ruoxin has killed her father, and to avoid getting arrested, she made up her story of being abducted. Couple of days later, Ruoxin calls Ren to meet him. After some hesitation, Ruoxin finally reveals that she was kidnapped by some men, who took her to a mental asylum. Victor, the head of the facility, told Ruoxin that her mental condition is not stable. They are there to help her get better, after which she would be returned home. Ruoxin insisted that she is not mad and they have made a mistake, but no one believed her. There she met a woman named Lulu, who was sent there by her own husband, who wanted to marry another woman. After numerous illegal treatment methods and torture, Lulu became mad and lost her mind. Ruoxin realized that the mental asylum is actually a prison, where Victor and his men are hired by rich people to kidnap innocent people and turn them mad by doing illegal treatments on them. Since Ruoxin refused to take medicines, Victor directed his men to double the dosage of the medications. They wanted Ruoxin to go mad, just like the rest of the patients. Ren does some research and learns that Wu Mali was the apprentice of Victor. He deduces that Wu Mali must have deliberately sent Ruoxin to the mental asylum. So Ren goes to meet Ruoxin again and learn more about her story. Ruoxin reveals that every night, Victor would call Lulu to his office and mate with her. Lulu had no idea of what was happening to her and had become a tool for Victor. Victor wanted to do the same with Ruoxin, which is why he forced her to take medicines every day. Ren is now starting to believe Ruoxin's story and decides to find out why Ruoxin was kidnapped in the first place. So he and Xiaoxi go to meet the families of the patients. They learn that the families of the patients haven't seen their loved ones for a very long time, and they don't even know if they are alive or not. Ruoxin reveals that she tried to run away many times, so the staff broke her leg to stop her from running away. While thinking of a way out, Ruoxin remembered that Lulu once told her about a man who knew how to escape from the facility. That man was none other than the patient who was locked next to her cell and often scared Ruoxin. Out of desperation, Ruoxin sought help from the man, who then told her to meet him at the bathroom the next day. So the next day, Ruoxin went to meet the man, who told her that the secret passage is through Victor's office and also gave her the password. In return for the information, the man wanted to mate with her. But Ruoxin attacked him and escaped. She managed to open the door using the password and made her way to the second door. But unfortunately, the password didn't work on the second gate and it triggered an alarm. Before she could think of anything, Lulu came there and made a pattern on the wall using her finger. Ruoxin realized that she was drawing a pattern of the password and quickly opened the second door. She entered Victor's office and tried to find the secret passage, but couldn't find anything except for a giant pipe. When Victor came to his office, he heard some noises coming from the pipe. He learned that Ruoxin was trying to escape and called for his men to catch her. Ruoxin crawled through the pipe and eventually managed to escape from the mental asylum. She came across 2 police officers and sought help from them. But just when she thought that her troubles are over, she learned that the police officers were working with Victor and handed Ruoxin to Victor's men. She was taken back to the mental asylum, where Victor wanted to remove her body organs and sell them on the black market. Ren questions Ruoxin if she knew that her father was the one who sent her to the mental asylum. Ruoxin replies that Wu Mali isn't her father, as her real father died when she was a child. Suddenly, Ruoxin starts getting a headache and faints. The doctor tells Ren that Ruoxin has some blocked memories that are causing severe irritation. Ren goes to meet his boss and tells her everything about Wu Ruoxin. Damon Transnational Group is a family business of Wu Ruoxin's mother, Li Zhenni. Li Zhenni's father made a will before dying, according to which Li Zhenni got a 70% stake in the company, and the rest of 30% was inherited by Ruoxin. Wu Mali is Ruoxin's stepfather, who didn't have any claim of the company. Before dying, Li Zhenni made a will and transferred all her stakes to Wu Mali. But Wu Mali wanted complete control of the company, which is why he got Ruoxin abducted by Victor. Ren wants to investigate the story and restarts his show 24 hours to reveal the truth. During the broadcast, Ren plays a fake recording that he created himself to make everyone believe that Ruoxin was really kidnapped by Victor and his men. After watching the news, Ruoxin decides to meet Ren again. She tells him about Lin Feng, one of the staff who worked for Victor. He was fed up with Victor and his illegal organ trafficking racket. So he decided to help Ruoxin and called on a number that Ruoxin gave to her. There was a man named Li Yizhua, who was desperately searching for Ruoxin after her disappearance. Yizhua arrived at the mental asylum and found Wu Mali there. Wu Mali had asked Victor to create a death certificate of Ruoxin to inherit her percent of the share. Meanwhile, Yizhua managed to sneak into the mental asylum. Feng took him to the torture room, where they found Ruoxin lying unconscious. As they made their escape from the mental asylum, they got caught by Victor's men. Victor revealed to Ruoxin that it was her father, Wu Mali, who paid him to abduct her and even have prepared a death certificate for her. Victor then proceeded to remove Yizhua's organs and kill him. Meanwhile, Lulu entered Victor's office and waited for him inside. She lighted all the candles in the office, which then caught fire. As Victor was about to cut open Yizhua's stomach, he learned about the fire. He rushed to his office to get his money but ended up dying in the fire. Meanwhile, Ruoxin managed to free herself with the help of Lulu. Feng tried to escape from the building but got caught in the fire. Ruoxin and Yizhua made their way to the exit, but suddenly someone grabbed Yizhua and dragged him into the fire. Ruoxin somehow managed to escape and returned home. But one thing that Ren cannot figure out is who killed Wu Mali. He accuses Ruoxin of killing her stepfather. But Ruoxin denies the accusation and reveals that her father was eyeing her. He made physical advances towards her when her mother wasn't around. Ruoxin was fed up with Wu Mali and truly wanted to kill him. But after the mental asylum was destroyed, Wu Mali knew that he was going to be arrested for his crimes. So he committed suicide by shooting himself. Ren believes Ruoxin's story and broadcasts her story on his show. Ruoxin is now free from the charges of murder of her stepfather. Ren on the other hand has regained his reputation. He celebrates his success with Xiaoxi. She questions Ren about why the death certificate of Ruoxin's mother was signed by Victor, but Ren has no explanation. Later, Ren goes to pick Ruoxin from the hospital and drives her to her home. Before departing, Ruoshin tells Ren that patients were not allowed to have sharp objects like pens in the mental asylum, as they can be used as murder weapons. Ren realizes that if the patients were not allowed to have a pen, then Ruoshin could have never written anything in the diary. It turns out that the diary belongs to Fong, who survived the fire and put his diary in Ren's car when he was being taken to the hospital. Ren connects all the pieces and figures out that Ruoshin was never kidnapped by Victor. Instead, it was her mother who was abducted by Victor and his men. Wu Mali wanted to inherit the share of Ruoshin's mother. There was no man named Li Yizhua, but it was Ruoshin who was searching for her mother. Fong contacted her and called her to the mental asylum. When she was caught, Victor tried to cut open her stomach before the mental asylum caught fire. After losing her mother in the fire, Ruoshin returned home and killed Wu Mali in cold blood. When Ren approached her with the diary, Ruoshin decided to use this as an opportunity to clear her name from the murder. Ren told everything to the police, after which Ruoshin was arrested and sentenced to death accordingly. However, during her imprisonment, she revealed all the dark secrets about Wu Mali, because of which her death sentence was reduced to life imprisonment. So this was the story of The Trapped. If you liked the video, then do watch the full film, and if you want to watch more such amazing recaps, then do subscribe to our channel. See you in the next hunt.